7 for 7 initiative is their way forward and is inspired by the iconic District 6 7 Steps. Now, this is to hold the spirit of place, belonging and a coming together of a diverse community in dignity. You can also do so by donating a minimum of 7 rand or 7 in any currency form around the world. To share more on this initiative, we are joined by the director, Siddiq Reylun. Siddiq, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning to you, Sampiwe, and good morning to all of your viewers. It's really a privilege to interact with you.
It's an absolute pleasure having you on the show, Siddiq. Now, how has the museum been keeping afloat through this pandemic?
Well, I think, what is really wonderful, I think, first and foremost, is that the community of the people of the District 6 area and our organizations and friends of the District 6 Museum has been, donating in amazing ways to keep us afloat. I also want to say in the period of 2020, we had applied for UIF and for TERS as well, because there were many months that the staff actually went without salary. And in that particular way, staff went on to half salary. Some months there was no salary, half salary, until this year that we could actually, engage them once again in the last 3 months in particular in full salary as well. And full salary just came about because of amazing people like Mark Lottering, organizations like Honey Carp, amazing young talent like Tanya Neft, for example. It really came and assisted the museum in every possible way financially to help us to remain afloat. And so at this point in time, we are, I want to say, wonderfully afloat. But where we are right now is we actually want to move into the next phase. And so we want to move forward in this process. Hence the idea that we have around the crowdfunding of 7 for 7.
And in your quest of moving on to the next phase, what is really needed right now? I mean, how are you hoping this new 7 Rand initiative assists?
Well, one of the things is that we really need people, to, I think, first and foremost, sponsor 7 Rand or more. And there's a variety of ways in which they could do it, going to the District 6 platform. They could do it on Facebook. They could also do it on Instagram. What this money is actually going to do is it's not only about preserving the heritage of the District 6 area and the museum itself, but it is also, to a large extent, where the museum itself is a community-based organization. So we are not sponsored by the state. We are a community-based organization that raises the consciousness of the origins of woundedness in the city of Cape Town and the possibilities, of authentic healing. So it's not just a place of addressing and speaking about the wounds, but also the authentic healing that is required, to go into that particular process as well. And so the 7 for 7 campaign would largely assist us to be able to put together the kind of resources required, for us to make an impact in the city of Cape Town.
Okay. Now, just speaking of the city of Cape Town, what's the role of the city of Cape Town in the preservation of such heritage sites as these?
I sometimes wonder if that's a catch question, but I'm going to respond and I'll try and be as diplomatic as I can. I think, sadly for me, the city of Cape Town itself, we've approached them in various ways because I do, first and foremost, I think it's for many of your viewers to know that the District 6 Museum is the first community-based museum in South Africa. That's one thing.
Okay.
The second part of it also is that the District 6 Museum, ranks as one of the heritage sites that 3,800 people prior to COVID, came to. It was number 1 place that people visited. The second part of it also is that nationally it ranks number 18 in terms of site visitation. So our contribution to the city of Cape Town is tremendous in terms of tourism. And sadly enough, in 2019, the city of Cape Town renegade on an agreement where we could actually receive a rebate from them because we are a community benefit organization, besides being an MPO. And the city of Cape Town for now at the moment, we have to pay full rates, improvement district things, which amounts to a whopping amount of 85,000 Rand a month that we've got to pay to the city.
Sure.
I mean, if we are contributing to the well-being of the city, if we are attracting tourists, if we are being able to tell the stories, because people don't come there to read the stories in District 6. There are the people who lived in District 6 and experienced this. And there's no museum, or other museum in South Africa that actually offers this possibility.
Yeah.
And so it is in that particular context where it is not about reliving history. It is actually being present in history. By hearing the narratives of these amazing tour guides that we have who lived at the time of in the 60s, the 70s and the 80s.
You know, Siddiq, I understand that the museum also had support from the Western Cape Department of Cultural Affairs and Sport, as well as the National Arts Council for a wage subsidy. Are you still getting funds from these two departments?
No, that has all stopped because of COVID and the processes. And this is just a part of it, that we have to continuously apply, to receive funds to government. But I think the city of Cape Town has a different role to play. And the different role to play is, what is the return on investment, for example, a place like the District 6 Museum to the city of Cape Town? What would the city of Cape Town be without the District 6 Museum? And also, there are many, many corporations, for example, when we speak about, sorry, my apologies. So when we actually speak about the, oh my God, the word just sort of escaped me. When we speak about the heritage, of the city of Cape Town, for example, it includes all of the corporations and all of the other companies that are around it. It is not the District 6 Museum's heritage story. It is the heritage of the city of Cape Town. But corporations do not see themselves as a part of that. That they do not see us representing their particular heritage, as well.
Okay.
And so that for me is also a particular challenge in terms of how people actually look at the District 6 Museum.
Okay. And on average, in the past, the museum would see up to, 250 people walk through the doors daily? And I understand now that it's closed, but how many visitors are you getting now since the pandemic?
So prior to the pandemic, we used to have 3,800 people coming through. And that's part of the reason as to why we were number one and why we are number 80 nationally, for example. And at the moment, with COVID level 4, we cannot have any visitors. We had to, we basically closed down as such. Okay. We had to stop all of the tours, all of the guides and everything. And so therefore, our income generating activities is not there. And so we have to look at alternative ways in which we have to generate income. And so the 7 for 7 campaign, which is really based on the iconic steps of the 7 steps in the districts, in District 6, for example, even although it's not physically there, when we do take people to that particular site, you feel the sense of spirit of what is there. And so to us, the 7 steps is very much still alive, the same way in which the narrative of District 6 is very much alive in the museum as well.
All right. Now, Siddiq, remind us again, how can people contribute to the 7 for 7 initiative? So
it would be wonderful if they could go to the District 6 website, which is www.district6.co.za. And they could also follow us, on Facebook. They could also follow us on Instagram. We would really appreciate it if they could like the District 6 Museum, if they could share it with 7 other friends, as well as, tag us. And also donate, a minimum of 7 rand or 7 in any currency. And that's really is the minimum, 7 or more. Because we really want to take 7 more steps in the amazing work that we do, for not only the city of Cape Town, but for our country, and especially in the area of healing.
Okay. All right. You say the website again is www.district6? Is a 6 in figures or
number.
Just as a... Okay. All right. Great stuff. Great chatting to you, Siddiq.
Sorry, simply, it's www.district6, and the 6 is in letters, .co.za.
Okay. All right. Great stuff. Thank you so much, Siddiq, and all the best.
Thank you so much, Sapiwe. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Siddiq Raylun, he's the director of the District 6 Museum on the 7 for 7 initiative.